Experience Karen Hunter
in a completely different way.
Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.
I wish that whatever percentage of men have never hollered at a girl could understand the exhilaration of it working. Like just the whole process of it when we were younger, when you didn't have cell phones. I'm talking about back in the time where you had to be like, hey, Miss Williams, may I speak to Charlene, please? And she was like, hey, how you doing? I'm doing fine, ma'am. How are you? Hold on. Charlene! You know what I'm saying? Like that time was different. Me sitting around with y'all being like, yeah, y'all, I'm gonna holler at the one in the green. Like, Chan, which one you like Fred, which, you know what I'm saying? So first we had to divvy out which ones we like, because maybe we like the same one. Or if the entire group of them was good looking, now you just gotta send the one who could break the ice. So it might be you, but like, Chan, you just go say what's up, then we all gonna come over there. But we ain't gonna really choose none. Whichever one choose us, that's how we rocking, right? Like
that's a life skill.
And so then, when you walk over and you come back and you like, I got them digits. Like she either wrote it on your hand or she wrote it on a piece of paper. That was it. Like, and you know how many times I sat in the mirror and said, hey, I'm RC. Hey, nice to meet you before I went to the dance? I practiced that jump because I wanted to know how she was gonna see my face when I told her this, right? And of course, women want that, right? Because for them, it feel good to be wanted in person. Yep. The dudes who are under 25 who don't want to do it, they're stupid because it'll actually put you ahead of the game because everybody got a dating app now. Now, here's the other piece of it of why dudes don't like to do it and women want it. Men don't handle rejection well. We had to handle it because that was the only life we knew, right? Like I had an ugly homeboy, he'd shoot at 10s all the time because he said the worst they could say is no. Which is true. He taught me. Mm-hmm. Like women understand that like it's gonna be obstacles to finding love and adversity to find love, and they really want love. Men are so damn stupid. We're just like, if I gotta get rejected to get to it, I don't want it. And so instead of them being like, hey, she could tell me no, they're scared to even approach it because if you tell me no on this app or you tell me no on this phone or in Instagram, it's not really like you told me no. You just telling a profile picture of me no. I can deal with that. And I think like that's why the world is effed up, man, because man, if they could know what it felt like for that girl to, and then too, the numbers even be fading and you look at that thing and you'll dial that number 15 times and just change that one number that faded just so Charlene mama answered the phone. Mm-hmm. Man, I wish I was 15 again, boy.
I love him. Welcome back. Hottest show in the galaxy. It is Foolishness Friday. Yesterday we talked with Drew McCaskill about this, and I was lamenting, Roderick Morrow is here, how this generation will never experience this and how sad and how some critical skills will be lost because you do not know how to navigate people's parents, the telephone, memorizing telephone numbers, rejection, learning how to do that, be in community with your boys or your girls and having the community kind of, help shepherd you through your foibles, and tighten you up in ways that you need to tighten up. I was wondering, because you've been with your wife forever. Mm-hmm. Did you ever have to do this?
Not that much really, because we got together when we were 16, so like a lot of the mating ritual of like going out and just courting women and all that stuff. I mean, I have friends that did that. I've been the homeboy that's just in the group, that's just hanging out, but it wasn't really my forte. But I think one of the things he really alluded to is the lack of third spaces, right? Places that aren't work, that aren't home. Because that's what a lot of that traffic was, right? Like when I was a kid, we used to just do stuff like your parents drop you off at the movie theater. Just drop you off at the mall. you're too old to be at the house doing nothing, but you're too young to like be out on your own in the streets. So it was like a compromise. Your parents say, look, you 14, 15, we just dropping you off somewhere. and it's gonna be other 14 to 15-year-olds there, and y'all just all mingle and do your thing. Is no one was expecting anything too crazy to happen because y'all are still kids, and these were typically spaces that had the things that kids do. It wasn't no alcohol or drugs that was supposed to be there. It's just you in a mall. And so yeah, you had to develop some interpersonal skills that you just don't see other places. Even the idea of approaching somebody, body language, looking them in their eyes, trying to be smooth or not smooth, or trying to approach with humor or whatever. All of that stuff is kind of a lost art now because it's so digitized. And I'm sure there's a lot of, there's pitfalls and positives to that, but I'm sure a lot of people, feel like, man, you showed up and you not like the text, you're not like the chat we had on the app.
Right.
Like this ain't the same vibe. So I know that's got to be frustrating in a different way. But I mean, I grew up in that era he's talking about, and I definitely understand, what he was saying.
Yeah, this all where we are right now. I'm hoping we can get back to it. I'm hoping we can get back to children being able to play outside until the street light comes on.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we can get some of that back. Some of them in the street games, children learning, hopscotch and double dutch and all of the jacks and all of the things we had to occupy ourselves with, even a little hot peas and butter and Mother May I. I know we got the Squid Game, that may have brought some of that back for adults, but it's, it is a childhood memory, which is why we have an affinity towards that thing.
Yeah.
When,
I feel like also we saw social media as a net positive at first, but I think somewhere along the line we learned too much about each other. Because one of the things that used to allow us to coexist was that I didn't know everything about you. You could still hold beliefs, but I just didn't know them. And it allowed me to fill in the gaps and be like, oh, that's just so-and-so from up the street. Now I'm like, that's so-and-so from up the street. And I've seen them talking about how, whatever conspiracy or whatever thing I disagree with. Now I don't want to hang out with so-and-so from up the street. Now, and it creates a sense in all of us of a perpetual, like, this person is a stranger and they need to prove themselves, as opposed to like, this person is a stranger and I feel no way good or bad about that. I'm going to, however they approach me is how I'm going to approach them. I feel like we're a little more skeptical now because, once you see what's in your neighbor's head or just someone that look like your neighbor, all of a sudden it makes you, when you see another person out there like,
listen, we do social media deep dives on folk. And then you're like, I absolutely do not want to be around you. Like
I mean, how many celebrities do we now reflexively dislike? And it's not, we don't really know why, but we're like, I heard something. They did something. I don't know if I'm gonna see that movie. But back in the day, it's like, I mean, I'm not saying it was necessarily better, but it's like you went to see a movie because you wanted to see that movie. It didn't really, like, whether that person was a good or bad person, you didn't know. Whatever mistakes they had made, you didn't necessarily know unless it was like so monumental. But if it was just something like, back in the day, he made a joke one time on a podcast. It's like, what are you, if you would have told Rod in 1988 that, I would have been like, are you stupid? Of course we're going to see Terminator 2. What's wrong with you? But now it's like, maybe I better not see Terminator 2,
Not going to see Shazam.
Yes.
That's off my list.
Yep.
And
that's how it happens.
Not watching Power. These next two, done with BMF. Thanks, 50, for being a jackass.
When you said about that, when you said about the kids not being able to play outside, how much of that is a function of us just learning about danger and the sensationalistic coverage of crime? Because it's probably safer than ever for your kids to be outside.
I was gonna say, kids get snatched up. Oh, we had milk cartons back then.
Yes, we don't even have. We don't.
We had commercials that said it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? It was like you had people didn't know where their children were at 10 o'clock at night.
Right now, all these little like kids running around with trackers on them. Just you know what I mean. Just like parents know where they are to the degree.
Yes.
Parents just in the house on their phone app like, oh, he must be running because he's 97.9 degrees hot right now. Like they know everything about the kids. And with us, it was like my parents would be like, listen, just don't go past here or whatever. Right. Like that was it. It was don't leave the neighborhood. And then all this, you do whatever you want to do and be back by street lights. Them was the 2 rules. And now it's like these kids, man, if it ain't a play date, if it ain't, you know what I mean? It's real cording off for these kids.
I don't think it's gonna end well. Maybe this is good.
The kids are gonna revolt. Their kids will be all right.
I think they'll be like, we want to play in the street until the
Yeah.
like comes. Maybe there could be a movement. Some children could.
Every generation revolts from everyone parents what the opposite of how they thought they parents parented. Right? We was latchkey kids. Our generation now we are the damn overseer parents, you know.
Yeah, they call them helicopter parents. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a better word. Sorry. Yeah. But we're helicopter parents, right? And then, like my niece, she doesn't like being on the internet. Like they, you know, because her whole life grew up. Everybody take a picture. I'm gonna put this on the Instagram. I'm gonna do this. And now these kids are like, I don't want to do that. I don't want everybody to see every moment of my life. I want privacy. You know, I want to get out and meet people in public. So hopefully, as we get further from our generation, the next generation will get back to some of those things, because we shouldn't have lost all of that. That's too much.
We shouldn't have. But there gotta be somebody that could teach how to do all of these things. I was on a call yesterday because Bidwist is something that I think is going to be going away. And so I'm partnering with this guy, and we met with the bicycle card people to talk about doing some sort of tournament. They're already doing a World Series of Spades tournament. And so I'm like, Bidwist, this is a game that should never go, and not enough young people know how to play it. And we're going to be doing a version of the tournament at Healthy, Wealthy, Wise. But I'm like, yeah, this should be widespread. Yeah. I am so sad that I have nobody to really play with that's good, you know?
Right.
Experience Karen Hunter
in a completely different way.
Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is Awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.